Hey, we're going to talk about Alibaba as we were talking earlier. Look, they had the earnings report. It was their slowest revenue growth in 8 years, since 2014. Big disappointment. You came in today, of course, with everything gapping down. So that's your context, right? I was saying to myself, 100 feels like a trap because you were gapping down into that even dollar range. And right at the open, you were essentially at that 100 level, shorting at the absolute bottom in that situation. Kind of a tough thing to do, but I did want to be on the south side of the trade here, thinking anything that's down on bad earnings and a bad print today, there will be sellers even if it pops. But the problem would be, look at the daily chart. You're in uncharted territories. I like when you're breaking into a new range, right? But you've gapped down into it and trading well below. But I quickly able to identify 108 to 109. Look at that hard bottom on the daily chart. It's been holding since November and bouncing off of that level. So the idea of support turning into resistance, basically you have to sit this trade out until it makes a huge pop. The whole time, like right at the open, you're thinking it pops to 103. Oh my goodness, that could be a curl right there. Usually I like that setup. Nope. Pop 105, 106. Wait for it, wait for it. You know you're looking at 108, 109 area on the daily. It finally makes the move, gets close to 108, first curl, get our first entry. It touches 108, and then I'm just sitting on the offer trying to get some shares out. And I do make a couple of scalp trades for $1.50 here and there. Now, the truth of the matter is, even as the market is screaming to the upside in the afternoon, Alibaba is struggling to get above VWAP. So I was holding all the way back for 102s. I've now moved my bid because there's a buyer at 103, but the key thing there was, as the market was continuing to make fresh highs, you wait for it to get to that top, and then even when, during this entire consolidation, every single time the market would push to the high again, the ES and the NASDAQ in the barcoding range, trying to hit that high, you would have Alibaba making lower highs each time the market was testing a fresh one. So relative weakness in Alibaba, even despite that monster move to the upside. You're in uncharted territories. Whenever a breakout like that happens, I'm always trying to capture the full range. And in my mind, the full range is we supported 100. The breakdowns here at your 108, 109. I should be getting close to that 100. If it's going to roll over, I expect it to have a full capitulation. Now, in this particular case, you had to be very, very patient. Short setups can work on days like today, but it's not going to be an easy thing to do. Man, I lost on a firm with a similar premise. Here's an example of waiting it out. I was into a firm much earlier, and that was the mistake. So be patient. If you're trying to go counter trend, you have to make sure you're trading at a level and also be willing to miss the trade. And that means if it never gets to this price and falls, well, guess what? I don't have that trade, and you've got to be willing to live with that, especially if you're going to go against the grain. Super strong market we're looking at here today. Should be an interesting close. I want to see if we can actually get back down to that 103 here on Alibaba, guys.